Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, going to be GuMiho and NightMare from GSL Season 1 2024, the third group. Group C, top left on Oceanborn, it's going to be GuMiho. And in the bottom right, it's going to be NightMare. Both Korean players, not top tier, but GuMiho is an excellent Terran player. He used to be able to do cheese a lot, and then he turned into a macro player who still does cheese, so he is very, very dangerous here for NightMare. And NightMare has not found very much success in StarCraft 2 yet, but I feel like he has the potential, right? Right. So again, this is from GSL, originally cast on the YouTube channel for ESL, which is Africa Esports. They live stream StarCraft 2 and Brood War, and there are VODs, and everything is great. And yeah, so this is going to be a PvT. I feel like it's been a while since I cast a PvT, so here we are. Blocking the Reaper hop-up spot as usual from NightMare. No proxies from either player. We've got double gas here from GuMiho at 1 minute. And we're going to have a factory coming down here based on that gas timing. Yes, yes indeed. And right as soon as the gateway finishes, Cybernetics Core, NightMare being crisp and clean right now. We've got a Reaper on the way. Hard walling, leaving a space for the add-on. Very, very good. And we've got a probe sneaking across the map here. All right, man. I see you. I see you, Mr. Probe. Yep, factory on the way. Expansion on the way from NightMare. And yeah, just a pretty solid PvT build here today. The probe says, yep, factory coming up. Barracks working on something. If it's a Reaper, I am pretty much dead, so I'm going to start running. Ooh, 2 Reapers. All right, so this Reaper name was submitted by Doc Bravo. It's named Mr. Clean. After being investigated for false advertising from the Federal Trade Commission, Mr. Clean took an oath of penance in the Reaper program for his toxic products not making households as clean as his bald head. What? I don't know, Doc Bravo. Sure, man. Right on, it's Mr. Clean. Regardless, you can't tell that he's bald inside the Reaper suit because he's pretty much enclosed there. Doesn't try to Reaper grenade himself over that wall, which is always very fun. Probe coming in for the scout. I don't know, I mean, I don't know what information you got that you didn't get when you popped up this ramp, but it's going to be a Cyclone from GuMiho. Cyclones are looking to get nerfed fairly heavily here. So, I don't know, like the PTR, right? They're just doing some testing with nerfing the Cyclone, and has not been entirely determined that that's going to happen yet. So keep that in mind. But, yeah, I feel like we're running into more mass Cyclone players on the ladder right now just because they know there's a good chance the Cyclone's going to be nerfed and not as good as it is now, so they have to make use of it until they can't anymore. Which is, yeah, that's kind of... I can't begrudge them that, I suppose. Oh, the 2 Reapers. 2 Reapers. Reaper and Buddy. Mr. Clean and Mr. Mean. I don't know. There's Adepts out, though. You can't fight Adepts. You're not intended to fight Adept. There's no intention for that anywhere. Starport coming in third. CC on the way here from GuMiho. GuMiho. Blink on the way from NightMare. NightMare not getting supply blocked. Gotta love that from anybody playing StarCraft. Which, I don't know if... So I play 3v3s with Somicron on this channel. You might have seen some VODs or a live notification for me. Somicron's been trying to play Protoss recently, and I feel like he tells me that he's supply blocked more often when he's Protoss than when he was playing Zerg for a bunch of years. So like the Protoss side of it is like, I'm supply blocked at like the 2-minute mark, then I'm supply blocked again at the 6-minute mark, and it's like, I guess the problem is that you can't just easily, you know, hotkey your way to make a bunch of overlords like you can with Zerg. You actually have to find a place to put the pylon down, so it takes a little bit more time. You kind of have to put a little bit more effort into it. I guess that's what it is. Raven on the way from GuMiho. He's got a bunker here. His third base is upgrading to an orbital. The Raven's moving out. So Raven does have to research the interference matrix upgrade now, so you can't just show up and disable a Colossus or an Immortal or something. You have to get the upgrade, which I don't actually see coming through, surprisingly. I mean, it's providing detection for DTs. If some of those show up, I guess that's kind of nice. What a hodgepodge group, though. It's like a couple Marines, a tank, a Cyclone, 2 Reapers. pulling back into the main base because what? This Stalker, he's like, is anticipating some kind of a blink Stalker attack is what this positioning is all about here. Yeah, this tank. Yep. Oh my gosh. Raven. Yeah, the Obs is like, yo, there's a Raven up there, and there's a ton of stuff. Probably not blinking up there. That said, NightMare's like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna wander up this way and not blink into the main, because that's terrible. We're just gonna pick away at the front here. The siege tanks aren't in position to hit us in this situation. Ooh, good snipe on an SCV, and they're gonna get it. Supply depot down. Repair too late. Like that from NightMare. That's fun. Third base warping in from NightMare. This orbital is still not landing at the third base location. It is providing mules. It is providing SCVs. However, so Barrack's gonna toss down onto the tech lab. I mean, what do we have? Nothing. So Stim, combat shield, anything would be nice. Here, it is gonna be Stim from GuMiho. Good upgrade. Certainly, that's the case. Yeah. Okay, an SCV died, took a tank shot, probably a fair trade. Probably a fair trade. NightMare patrolling a probe down here because auto turret harass is coming. Look at him scout this, man. Look at him see this coming. Ah, that's fantastic. Yeah, auto turret harass is all this can be from these Ravens. There's really not much else they can do here. They can anti-armor missile stuff, but that's, oh, they're gonna feed back these Ravens. Yeah, got a feedback off, but 2 auto turrets went down before. Couple probes died, but shield battery helping to regenerate that health. Auto turret DPS is pretty nuts. Mr. Clean sharking around up here, trying to see what is what, and is going to die. Ooh, Adept Zealot combo, brutal. Brutality. Storm's on the way. Observer gets sniped. Phase, it's a 4th. Storm coming in. War Prism. Yeah, all the stuff is looking good on both sides. Siege tanks, Marines, Cyclones, turrets. Working on that combat shield now that the Stim is almost done. 2 tech labs for double upgrades. Yeah. Let's rock. Concussive Shell, I guess, is the next one. Probably want that, although there are Marauders, and Marauders are being produced, so definitely want Concussive Shell at some point. NightMare is trying to come up here without any splash damage, and I'm concerned about this. Unless there's like a Warp Prism with a bunch of High Templar in it or something. These Zealots have charge. They do have charge, so it's charge lots and Blink Stalkers, which is okay. Oh, these guys, they're getting flanked and trapped, and they are all dead. They can't stand and fight. What is this? More auto turret harass down here at the third base. Run! Charge lots are fast, and they have the charge ability. Alright, Colossus with Extended Thermal Lance coming in from NightMare now. Ghost Academy, however, on the way at 8 minutes from GuMiho. Gotta be loving that. Absolutely. So 5 probes have died in addition to like the 4, 2 earlier, whatever. Total of 9 probes have gone down. A couple SCVs have died. A total of 3 of those. And here comes GuMiho with the Ravens trying to auto turret harass again. Good snipe on a Raven. Wow, decides to engage? I don't know about that. That's a lot of siege tanks, sir. Many siege tanks. It's really, really looking good for GuMiho. And then there's really nothing to stop this from happening. So auto turret, auto turret. Like, where do we put the... Okay, we're just going to toss the auto turrets down. And, man, even with shield battery overcharge, the bursty damage of auto turrets, they're going to take down the shield battery. That's pretty good. Oh, and then 2 more come in. Feedbacks going down on the Ravens. Not able to kill them, though. They used their energy, so it's not available to destroy them. 6 more probes have gone down. And there's auto turret harass over here, too. And GuMiho's setting up Siege. Oh, man. Siege, Marine, Marauder here at the 4th base of NightMare. Big hits. That pylon gonna die. Do you have enough damage to take down the Nexus before the Protoss army shows up here? High Templar ready to rock. Raven doesn't really have enough energy for feedback to be worth it. Ooh, baits a bit of a storm out there. Picking guys up. Raven getting picked out of the sky. Storm on the tanks to soften him up. Siege tanks Going down to Zealots as well once they've been softened. Wow, that tank count just got absolutely reset. How many tanks are left after that? 0. Ooh, I don't know about that from GuMiho. And this base survived. Not looking particularly incredible, I don't think, right now. For GuMiho. He is down, okay, 2 army. He's down 5 workers. Chrono Boost is good, but also mules are good. So the income is favoring GuMiho despite that worker disadvantage. We know how that works, don't we, everyone? We certainly do. Ghost being produced. Ghost Cloak on the way here, too. EMP is going to have to be great. Zealot checks to see if there's a base up here. There's not. But he knows where the army is now, so that's some pretty good information, I guess. I don't know. Stargate on the way. Probably for Oracle production. Revelation getting tossed down in mid to late game against Terran is always very, very good. And Terran just has scans, so they're not worried about it. That's some heavy Marauder count there, too, man. It's a bunch of Marines, but that Marauder count... Oh, 6 Storm. 6 Storm on those Marines. 4 Ghosts at a time being produced. What do we got here? 4th base from GuMiho coming up. 12 o'clock position. Fleet Beacon on the way. Double Stargate here, too. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th base warping in from NightMare, but this 4th base of GuMiho's is done and mining and looking strong at that. Is NightMare going to try to add Tempests in here, or is this going to be a carrier attempt against Terran? Very interesting. He's got some options here. Void Rays are horrible against Terran, which is what always bothers me in 3v3 team mode when there's like 2 Terrans on the other team and somebody insists on going mass Void Ray, and it's like, look. There are so many answers to Void Rays that Terran have. It's not even funny. Why are we trying to do this? I guess maybe if they're going mass battle cruiser, Void Rays will trade out pretty well. But other than that, it's like, dude, Marines wreck Void Rays. Cyclones wreck Void Rays. A lot of things wreck Void Rays, okay? NightMare doesn't want to go up that ramp. Didn't waste an EMP there, GuMiho, either. That's some nice discipline. Saying, okay, just a few units that came up that ramp. I don't want to waste an EMP on like 2 Marines. It is. It's 3 carriers and 2 disruptors adding on here. So NightMare's like, you know, I feel like I'm getting up to sort of my ultimate composition here. That's good. Oh, yes. We've got a nuclear missile on the way here from GuMiho. Boy, I hope we get a nuke. It feels like nukes are most popular in this matchup, just because you're getting ghosts anyway in this matchup, right? Although, look, you're getting ghosts against Zerg, too. Especially if they're going big-ticket items like Broodlords and Ultralisks and stuff. Might as well toss a nuke into the pocket of those ghosts to use whenever seems necessary. But yeah, oh, we just killed one of his own stalkers. To free supply? Probably to free supply. Or just a misclick. Hard to tell, actually. Oh, what is this? Zealot run by sort of attempted here. Oh, tank gets spotted out. Interesting, interesting. I don't know if that Zealot... okay, some Zealots get on up in here in the 3rd base and take down a bunch of SCVs, actually. Oh, boy. Yeah. Okay, so they do some good work there. 10 SCVs go down. 81 to 64 workers, and despite the mules, NightMare is actually up in overall economy. But GuMiho has expanded again, friends. He has taken a 5th base like he owns the joint. It's a planetary, sensor tower, missile turrets. 4 Liberators at a time being produced. I don't know that GuMiho's aware of the carrier setup. I guess he's got 9 Vikings. Maybe he does. Maybe the Liberators are obviously more for anti-ground than anti-air. They do splash damage when they're in anti-air mode, but they're not really intended. Save your own life, Disruptor. No! Brutal. Brutal. Just getting absolutely wiped out. High-sec auto-tracking on the way. More carriers being added in with the death of units. They're being replaced by carriers and disruptors here. So we kind of split the map in half at this stage. It's a big map, Oceanborn. There are still 4 places that can be expanded to, and both players are on 5 bases. So 7 bases apiece is quite a bit. These Marines wander in. Decide going home is for chumps. and just die to these cannons. Okay, are we using that supply for something, GuMiho? What are we doing, my guy? But so far, just a lot of sharking. NightMare doesn't want to really engage. GuMiho hasn't moved out since he lost all those tanks. But the Colossus Stalker carrier fleet is here. Oh boy. And where are the Vikings? EMP's getting tossed down. Liberators setting up liberation zones in defender mode. Free Marauder is free, but we had to check that out. Are there enough Vikings? Yeah, immediately GuMiho starts firing up 4 more Vikings. He has to know there's carriers. I think it's just a matter of knowing how many carriers there are. Nice anti-armor missiles. Sick hits. Really, really sick hits there. Building armor on the way. Warp Prism coming in from NightMare again. Did he lose his initial Warp Prism? He did. No more EMPs coming in. Here's the engage. No, Terran just more kiting. He doesn't want to. Disruptor Colossus is a pretty tough combo for ground units to deal with. Carriers are taking hits, but I don't know if there are enough Vikings to do this. The Vikings are attacking the interceptors, and there you go. Now starting to hit the bodies of these carriers. It is 164 to 102 supply, though. It's largely carriers remaining. It's a total of 4 carriers in this mess and a couple Colossus. This planetary is going to be able to stay alive thanks to the fact that Colossus are really terrible at taking down buildings. What do we got? More High Templar here. Zealots. NightMare expanding up the right side and down this bottom side too. Double expanding. He knows he's up 106 to 61 army supply. He knows he could probably get in here, and if he takes down this planetary, he's going to be way ahead economically with the Zealot and the carrier output dead. Planetary and dead SCVs. 13 SCVs go down. GuMiho trying to high ground this thing as well as he can, but attacking up a ramp into a Terran position is always considered a pretty terrible idea. This missile turret's getting a bunch of kills on interceptors. Interceptor count is not healthy at 4 right now. The carriers aren't that good. It's going to be Stalker, Zealot, Colossus, and 1 Colossus. I don't know. Nice pick off there, though. On that left side, Vikings take down another carrier. More Stalkers coming on in. Abject chaos on display here. Is GuMiho enough? Does he have enough? I don't know that he has enough. Disruptor hits. Takes down a Marine and a Marauder there. Ghost EMPing. Sniping off. Interceptor count continues to be bad. There's 1 interceptor on the map right now. GuMiho holds the high ground position. He's also expanded up here to this 1 o'clock, and he just dropped a bajillion mules. Oh my gosh, that is so many mules. Watch this income go. Ready? It's definitely favoring NightMare, but it just went woo! Like 1 more tick, and it's in there. Yeah, blue now, but still pushing NightMare. The 1 Colossus, man. This is a 14-kill Colossus on display. Archon's doing bonus damage versus biological units. Stalkers fighting hard. More Zealots joining the party, and no GG. GuMiho taps out, and NightMare is our winner with his ultimate composition. Carriers, Colossus, Stalkers, High Templar, Disruptors, Archons. All of it came together to get a win here against GuMiho, against a Terran player. Protoss having a pretty good week, I gotta say, on the channel. Protoss needs it too. It's been a long time since Protoss fans have had a ton to cheer about, but this is definitely cheer-worthy. 27,000 resources lost for NightMare, but 29,000 lost from GuMiho. He lost 46 SCVs, a planetary, and an orbital. No Nexuses went down. 16 probes went down, mostly to auto turret harass, which was pretty nice by GuMiho. I think every single carrier died. No, there's 1 carrier remaining. I must know how many kills this carrier has. Only 12? All right, well, the carrier got 12 kills. And the Colossus, was kind of around there too. But yeah, 3 Colossus died. A Disruptor died. No, wait. Units, there we go. 2 Colossus died. Yeah, there we go. 5 Disruptors died. 1 Disruptor at the end of the game. It's not a huge army by any stretch here for our dude NightMare, but it was more than the Terran had, and that's how you get a win. That was amazing. EMPs were great. I do wonder if maybe there were just too many carriers for GuMiho. He knew there were carriers, but maybe just more were made than intended. So then I guess usually are intended, and then GuMiho expected. And we never got that nuke. Unfortunately, GuMiho denies us the power of the nuke. But that's okay. We still love GuMiho. So that was fun. I mean, that was a really fun PvT. What just a fantastic showing of how do you do this? How do you do this? How do you defeat a Terran player? It's like, well, kind of a hybrid, right? You know, just some sky toss, a little bit of ground toss, a bunch of different splash damage options. All the splash damage options, actually. Disruptors, Colossus, Archons, High Templar with Storm. And I mean, it's tough. You got to control all of that stuff. You got to have an APM of, wow, 467 for NightMare today. That is a heavy APM for a Protoss, but sometimes you need it, you know? So good job by NightMare. Gets that win. That's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.